So you've heard all the buzz about Helldivers 2, you bought the game, and now you have no idea what you're doing or where to start. That's the goal of this video, is to give you 7 things to help out new players inside of Helldivers. Now let me go ahead and say that a lot of the information I picked up was actually from my sister, who just randomly jumped into one of our lobbies, and she's actually fairly high ranking. I had no idea she even played the game, but I was able to get some information from her, and I was able to pick up some information in my time so far of playing the game. Now, a lot of this I feel like can be learned quickly if you kind of search out the information, but if you don't know anything about it, like I said, I want this source to be something that will get you started quickly and keep you from making some of the mistakes that I did when I first started. So if any of the information in this video helps you out, consider subscribing and hit your notifications. And I want to hear from new and experienced Helldivers players alike. Are you still enjoying the game? What's your favorite aspect of the game? What keeps you coming back to the game? I'd really like to hear all those things down in the comments below. Let's go and get started. Now, the first thing that you need to know is there is no PvP in this game. And there won't be any PvP according to the developers. They have said they do not want the toxicity of PvP inside of Helldivers 2. Now think about that. Most co-op, most multiplayer games today are PvP, right? And I don't think anybody would even argue, no matter what community you're a part of, multiplayer games are toxic. There is no getting around that. And so for Helldivers 2 to kind of shift what we think of as a fun multiplayer or co-op game is impressive on its own. And then for them to come in and say, hey, we're not even doing a PvP is even more impressive. Because that's one of the things that actually drove me to Helldivers 2. Now, I've been playing COD and Warzone for a really long time, and it can be one of the most rage-inducing games out there. And I just wanted to kind of get back to basics and have some fun on stream inside of a video game, and that's why I downloaded Helldivers 2. Plus, the price point is actually something that a lot of people can afford. Now, considering everything I just said, another thing you really need to know is that you can kill your own teammates.
They had you covered.
Eat this!
Are you dead?
No.
Mag's empty. New mag.
Ooh.
Let's go! Let's go!
You killed me.
Yeah, that's what you get. My boy said I walked in front of his bullets, which is a load of crap, but made for a really funny moment. And while some of these moments actually can be pretty freaking awesome, it is something that you want to consider because you don't have unlimited lives, which actually is another part of the fun factor here. You only have a certain amount of reinforcements until you get to extraction, so you want to make sure that you are careful with your lives and make sure, if you can help it, don't kill your teammates. Now, the next thing we need to talk about are the Mortal Kombat button combos on the left-hand side of the screen. These are going to be crucial for you to finish your missions. If you have a fellow Helldiver that has unfortunately died, you can call in your reinforcements. If you have bugs and robots that are just surrounding you, you're getting overwhelmed, you can call in an orbital strike. And then there are a ton of different things that you can actually unlock, from minefields to turrets to jetpacks and a lot more. Now, those button combos have to be pressed fairly quickly in order for you to activate them, but just don't do like me. I think I ran around for a solid 5 minutes before I realized how to call in my partner, even though he kept asking for me to call him in. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, so I had to figure that out the hard way. Just don't ignore those and hit those button combos pretty quickly, and you'll be just fine. Another cool aspect to this game, and something I haven't seen in other shooters but is crucial to your experience here, is your reloading. You may be thinking, what are you talking about? You reload your gun, boom, you go on about your way. Well, when you reload your gun, whatever bullets are left in that magazine, when you toss them, you lose. You can't pick them back up. Every other video game, whenever you reload, you keep the same amount of capacity. You're just really topping off your mag at that point. But when you toss that mag in Helldivers, you lose all that ammo. So really the game is forcing you to be very deliberate on your reload timing. And when you're talking about the difference between 10 or 15 bullets in the mag, that could be the difference between you literally surviving an engagement or having to be called in, as long as you have those reinforcements available. So time those reloads and time them well. You'll start to pick up on this very quickly, because once you start seeing your ammo disappearing, way quicker than what you think it should, that's probably the reason. And that leads me to another thing you really need to know. There are not unlimited lives. Now, this is something I really like about this game. Not only will the difficulty increase as you go along, but you can't just keep dying over and over and over. You call in your reinforcements, and if you run out of those before you can extract, well, then you're SOL. You failed the mission, and everything you've done up until that point is totally null and void. Another thing you should know is that you have a mini-map, and you can ping on that mini-map as well. The worlds take a little bit of traversing, so it's definitely going to be beneficial for you to ping certain things, whether you're destroying nests or whatever you're doing. You're definitely going to want to know that in order to keep yourself from running in a direction that you really don't want to be going in. So it'll help to keep you on track. And of course, you can expand, you can zoom in, you can zoom out of that map as well. Now, another really cool thing that you can do is if you hold down your reload button, you actually have some options there for your gun. You set your gun and reticle to be a little bit further away or for more up close enemies. You can also set your gun to either, semi-auto, burst fire, or full auto. And you can have your flashlight to either automatically come on when it thinks it needs to, or turn it off or permanently turn it on as well. Another thing that you can do whenever you are in the middle of the fight and you have a little bit longer engagement is that you can actually use first person for a moment of time there. So essentially, you're going to ADS, and then whenever you do that, at least on PlayStation, you hit in the right stick, and that's going to take you into first person to make a little bit more of a precision shot when you need to. Now, another thing you could do is call in the help of a random Helldiver. So if you find yourself in these engagements and this map or this sector or wherever you're at is just way too intense for your skill level, or it's just overwhelming, or maybe you just want to make a random new friend, you can actually call in a random player, and it will increase the odds that a random player will hopefully join in and help you out. By the way, this is crossplay between PS5 and PC, and you can play with from 1 up to 4 players. Now here's the last thing, and one of the things I appreciate the most about this game is that the developers say that this will never be a pay-to-win game. As a matter of fact, when it comes to the microtransactions, there's a little spot for it that I saw, and that was pretty much it. Everything else you can pick up in-game, or you can earn in-game. So if you do side missions, if you do quests on harder difficulties, you're going to get more XP. You're going to be able to unlock more things, and there is a ton to unlock in this game as well, from your armor to your ship to your guns to more stratagems. There's a lot to it. So hopefully this will help you out. I honestly, coming from Call of Duty, I thought this was going to be a waste of $40, but it's honestly one of the more fun third-person shooters that I've played in a really long time, and I am happy to report that I think this game is totally worth the money, and I think the hype is definitely for real. Now, of course, I'd love to hear from more experienced players on the game, or even if you're brand new. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what's driving you to keep coming back. Has this game actually replaced a popular multiplayer or other game for you? Leave all those things down in the comment section below. And again, if you like what I do, consider subscribing and make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss a regular video or one of the mini live streams that I do here weekly. Big thanks to you guys. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.